I mean, I think both of them are in the same position where, you know, it sounds simple, it sounds stupid. They just need to win that first big fight, right? They need to have that 1-4v4 that goes their way to be able to find something to build off of into the next game. And so far, it's been a little slow going here as we see the circle will pop up off to the northeast, while also trying to go for the vehicles. This might be them just sending it into El Azahar at this point. That might be the play. You can see they're taking shots from range here from 4 p.m. as well, as new circle will pop, and it's still going to include El Azahar in it. So if Rumblers can get all 4 in there, they might not be out of the woods just yet.
Yeah, it was really the fact that they were already on the move is going to be huge onto them. You can see that they do have kill demo to worry about for Troglodytes in the warehouse just beyond that position.
As the smokes are laid down, a little bit of cover coming through, but Eos Guri looks like they're rallying to defend their 2 guys here. But Zakraken, oh, good shots for Flood, but doesn't get the knock. They will find Beal, though.
And again, I love that United have kind of been doing this play where they'll send most people ahead, charge to do action, and leave Flood behind to kind of clear up what's left as they continue to close out the zone. We know they typically like playing the east and northern edge, so to see them now on the western side with the way that the circle ended up, this has been a little bit of a tough go with the way the circles have gone, but you can see right now they've managed to get 2 kills off of it and found themselves a nice little edge of the high ground on this zone. And it's the worst thing that I feared because so much of the crop fields are into play. There's no cover out there. There's a couple of hay bales and not much else. And that it means that when you really look at what's available, what's to play, you've got the compound that 22's in, the compound that TX is in, a couple of dips, and that's about it. But Baki right now bringing the pain onto members of United. He does trade damage down to 31 HP, but it's going to be Rello that finds the knock. As you see, Snaker's going wide, spotting out Fakes in, trying to see if they can get the secure and final member down for EOS Guri. Unfortunately, Fakesin's got nowhere to go here. Down to 1 HP, popping that last first aid kit. Look at this peek from range. Selfish is going to find that kill.
There you go. This kill feed's going to be lighting up like a Christmas tree as everybody's trying to make their way out of El Azahar. Synergy, the first one's out. They managed to avoid a little bit of the fight there, but Fiumba, as you can see, in a perfect position. As they are just lighting them up from that dip line. The grenades are starting to come out. One's going to land, 2 knocked, 1 down. Pippa, Silzen trying to survive here, but Capitan going to find him. And now all of a sudden, Pippa, all he's got is grenades. It's his last one. Can he find anything else off of this? We'll spray through the smoke, see if he can find anything. Maybe get a reset here, but
United.
There's no resetting.
No, in fact, that was those cars coming down the hill. That was United coming down, trying to get their spot into the zone, and Pippa down to 3 HP. Doesn't have much coverage now, is on his backside. As you can see, his kickstart, Snakers and crew does get that first aid kit pops. But you can see, I mean, Poro, you talked about lighting up like a Christmas tree. Al Zahar in absolute chaos now as everybody's starting to creep up. And again, that high ground LG looking to take advantage of Kurt landing damage into Necro as Troglodytes continue to try and clean up the knocks that they've mounted onto both 4 p.m. and Rumblers.
And Luminosity in a beautiful position to oversee all of this here as they have that high ground. They're just taking shots down in. Looks like Dodge will clean up Tokyo Manji Gang on the western side. They'll still try to find their way out, but they're going to get spotted by United Synergy. It looks like Peak actually just completely wiped Fiumba just instantly. I don't know what happened there. I was going to say, I mean, there's a couple of teams that were in really good positions to maybe get some points off of this game that desperately needed it, Fiumba being one, but they go down instantly as Rumblers starting to make their way through Troglodytes. 4 p.m. looking to strike at the perfect time.
Pulsa still stuck inside the town along with Necro. Kill demo is going to continue to bleed out. They're just not in a situation to get that res. And as Posa gets quickly eliminated by Valiant, you can see Rabini, 4 p.m. still struggling to get across the street. Really don't have much options here. In fact, look off in the distance. Finna for Dodge is still up and outside of the zone, and one of their best rotations. It's either come this way or rotate around into Peak and United, and I know which one I would unfortunately take if I had my choices for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough decision all the way around for all these guys. Oh no, Valiate, just the tip of that molly, and he's going to go down. So Rumblers are out. 4 p.m. should be able to reset, get all 4 up, but the struggle is not over just yet. As you can see, Penta, the rest of Luminosity kind of peeking down in there. Now that the circle is kind of calmed down a little bit, now the El Azahar is out, starting to look towards the north to see who has the most to benefit off of this. 22 in a great compound, have all 4 players up. They could stand to jump quite a bit here if they can find a way to pull out a victory, but it's going to be tough.
Oh, and right there, Rabini getting that knock on to Penta. It's going to be big in terms of giving 4 PM a couple extra seconds to try and get themselves into safely. Luke 12's going to have to focus on getting that res. Kurt and Alo don't seem like they're far too interested. Again, they're not in the zone in this position, and making that call into phase 6, as you pointed out, the way that 22's got that spot into zone, their shift now needs to be looking ahead, finding that late game. And now, Ethan and Finna, they're going to finish cleaning that up. As Viz tried to run up the hill, just had nowhere to go. But
no.
Rabini, again, he's landing these nasty hits.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Dodge. They do get the knock, and now LG actually going to turn their attention back over towards 4 PM. But Maridao will find Alo as the fight, the three-way fight just going on. And actually 22 starting to creep out here to see if maybe they can pick something up off of it. But LG starting to go down, suffer a little bit more losses off of this than I think they were hoping to.
There you go.
Oh no!
They just stole it all away.
Vinny, the God nade!
Oh, that reposition that we saw, all those members going down from LG. Vinny from 22 pushed up to the backside, the members who hadn't quite gotten a zone, and absolutely capitalized with all of those downs, got that final clean out from members of LG, but just elsewhere on the circle, Sonics and 22. This fight finally coming to a head as the H1 does get flushed out. Shrimzy and Mime, the last one's still up and being very careful on their peaks. As you can see, at 22 have just been absolutely locking them in. It was just waiting for them to crest the hill. Snakers and Kickstart though. New spot Vinny, and that could be big in terms of letting them get inside the zone. They spot a second one. It is Gizetta. They get him down to half. Gizetta has that OM.
He's got the OM, but you don't want to peek unless you're sure you're not going to get shot back. But United, look at this. I mean, I think they looked down there. They saw 22 able to get back into the compound. They realized, you know what, let's not mess around with this. Let's start trying to wrap back over to the west. This is going to be too hard to dig out.
Like, I'm sit here on the edge of zone while they wait for everybody else to do a bit of damage. The problem is right now, I think TX don't really have to make any moves. Nobody else has to make any moves. They are going to reposition, find themselves here on the ridge line. Gizetta, though, still has that line of sight, does find the knock on Torello. Snakers gets down to 1 HP, immediately popping up that first aid kit and try and stay alive. And again, that OM coming into play. If he could get Kickstart here, he is going to find Snakers. All it takes is one more, and E United could be very quickly melted. But look at this,
Good
TX
push.
wrapping around to see if they can capitalize on this. But Haven getting flashed, that's going to slow things down.
I was a little bit nervous there that they were going for the flushes and maybe lost track of Kickstart. Kickstart, we've seen what he can do in a one-man situation, but really, really well played there by Gizera. Big time shots that he needed to hit.
And two, I mean, the factor coming into this late game, we're worried when they're down to 2 with so many teams up and the man advantage. Now with the way that E United not only kind of got things back down in their favor, but 22 having this fight with 3, TX having a 2. This is really equal between most of these teams. But again, it's that advantage that 22 has right now is they've got positioning inside the zone. And that OM, once again, Gizetta finding that headshot onto Shrimzy.
He's hitting the shots he needs to hit right now. Gizera with the OM, deadly.
Mime's got
as
no
Mime has been spotted out. Gizera going to do it again? Oh, just misses it. Okay, there you go. He's going to get another one. Why not? 433 damage for the kid so far as Cloudera does get spotted out on that rooftop, and now it's just clinical for 22 at this point. Looks like Dialette has managed to get a little bit closer, though.
The other issue, obviously, for Team X is that they have to come to the zone. 22 have to do absolutely no movement. Dialette is going to get Gizetta down a little bit, 22 damage, but the boosters continue to lift him back up. Nice nade by Haven, finds the knock, and now that it's a 3v1, 22 rushing in, seeing if they can find Cloudera, but Cloud went wide. I think Hazelton might have an idea as the flashbangs come out, the smokes come out. It has been called. Hazelton does go down. Now Haven and Gizetta on the hunt. Can they find Klaus? There you go. Gizetta spots him. Haven gets the kill, and that is it. 22 Esports taking victory in match number 2 with 10 kills.
Respect my mind, no die from last shot. I pray my dick get big as the Apple Tower, so I can fuck the world for 72 hours.